That segment was a generational band for band. Before I even get to the specifics, there was a narrative online for the past 2 weeks regarding Cody Rhodes. There was people saying that he was being protected from John as far as going back and forth on the mic, and that is why John kept leaving when Cody would say something to him. I don't know if people were trolling or exaggerating, but just that notion alone was so disrespectful to me, and I wanted them to just abandon whatever it was that they were doing, because I just assumed it was a storyline thing where they didn't want John to give the audience what they wanted. But people saying that Cody can't hold his own, I get if you're gonna say that Cena is the greatest mic worker, because him and Punk are my favorites as far as going back and forth with anybody, and I would pick them 9 times out of 10, regardless of what the angle or storyline is. No matter what the situation, I know that they're at least gonna say something memorable and will never get flustered. But this is the same Cody who just had a back and forth with Punk this year. He had a back and forth with Punk last year. He's gone against Roman and The Rock for a WrestleMania build. And in none of them situations did he ever strike me as he's nervous, he's jittery, and he doesn't have a good response. Sometimes he's gonna get the lower end of what the interaction is, but I've never seen him just get obliterated by none of these niggas since his return. So I'm very glad that we can put that bullshit narrative to the side. Even if you saying that John was gonna smoke him or he's just a better mic worker, that's fine. Saying niggas are protecting him, especially for a Mania build, he wouldn't have this fucking title, bro. Quit playing. That was already disgusting. Now, the promo itself, this shit is going to be rewatched several times because it was quote after quote, and I was all for it. Their approach to this promo, it seemed very much like we're abandoning kayfabe and we're just treading the line between reality and wrestling. And I like that direction because this is a Mania build. We're going to need more than just I want your title. I haven't won in a couple years. I know you're the GOAT, but I'm the champ. Like, nobody wants to hear that shit. I need something that I can emotionally sink my teeth into. And with John going at the crowd for this many weeks and not really talking about Cody, we already gotten into the territory of this is more of a real life angle. So when the back and forth started, and Cody tried to do the 8 Mile routine where he would predict what John says. Initially, I'm just checked out because I don't think that shit ever works, bro. Unless it's 8 Mile. Somebody who watches battle rap, when niggas have an angle on you, don't matter if it's been done multiple times, there's nothing that you can do. You can try to counter right, but just saying, ooh, you're gonna talk about this. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about it, and it's still gonna hit, bro. Even in you could go to them big rap battles that everybody knows about, like Kendrick and Drake. Just predicting an angle does not mean that the angle is not going to hit. This is not a movie, bro. That does not nullify what the nigga is going to say. So right then, I'm like, all right, John about to fuck this nigga up because I don't think he about to mention none of that shit. Talking about the list at first, like, who gives a fuck, bro? He's not gonna mention that. Then John just started going crazy on him with that first line where he had said, I don't bury talent, I am talent. I bury mediocrity. That was one of the coldest things I've ever heard bro say. And it is dope that he still connected with the fans, which is most of his anger is directed at, because that is what people have said about this man for years. So that was pretty fire. I like the references that they made to AEW, where John said that Cody needed to leave. I also like Cody on his side. He's bringing up Vince when he said the people chose me. somebody who chose you isn't even around anymore. We don't talk about him. Super fire. And also with the AEW shit, when John said, I make empires for billionaires while you just steal money from their children. Just excellent, bro. Back and forth, back and forth. The Cody saying that nobody has ever told me that I can't wrestle, like the crowd chanting. Sensational, bro. The only thing that I do wish, because I had talked to my friend about the promo, like right after it ended, when he mentioned The Rock, I wish that he did more of a deep dive on that, because John Cena didn't really mention it, or he really didn't respond to it at all. He just started talking more shit and then tried to attack the nigga, but that would have been good. He said he sold his soul to The Rock, but like my friend said, he should have said that you're The Rock's bitch. I think he should have just really went in on how that feud with The Rock and John Cena played out, and a lot of the things that you criticize The Rock for, you're now doing. That would be a good tie-in. Maybe we still have time for that. But besides that, I had no issue with the promo. I thought this was a legendary promo from both sides. I don't think either one of them got bodied. I see people on Cody's side saying he cooked John. See people on John's side saying he cooked. Maybe there's some mean their sides of the arguments in that moment. They were cooking the other person, because I don't see how you walk away from that and just think one of them got obliterated on the mic. Absolutely not, bro. I would need to hear a very compelling argument for it. I don't really know what they can do now, because John is not announced for any of the Raws or SmackDowns until Mania. I'm a bit lost. They're going to have to fix that shit, because I still need an interaction where they're both fucking each other up. I need a brawl. Well, not like them dumbass scuffles that they've been doing for past weeks with every feud. Something unique. And also, The Rock has to make his presence felt in some way. We need John to acknowledge that side of it as well. I want him to make a deep dive, and I think it will just be easier to tie all that up at once by maybe there's a segment with John and Cody. Maybe there's a backstage segment with John, maybe with him and The Rock. I don't know. We could get creative, though, because we still have 3 weeks. I think we got 2 more episodes of Raw. So, and Cody is going to have to be on these shows building up. I'm not counting that last SmackDown, but shit, we're going to have 2 SmackDowns and 2 Raws. We need just one more thing, and I'll be satisfied. We're not going to have a Raw next week where neither one of them show up. And I'm very selfish. The niggas are coming to SAC on the 14th, and I'm going to that. So I'm crossing my fingers to go home episode before they go to Vegas. Give me something, bro. It could be a surprise. If it's a surprise, that would hit even harder. So I need all that.